Hi, everyone. It's been a while since I had my last Purposeful Leader series, and I had COVID in between. So it took me a long time to get to my next guest, which is an amazing leader from India. And that's Mr. Chaudhary. And I don't know if I even can say his name really well, but he's kind enough to accept it, I'm sure. And he is the founder of Jaipur Rugs, which is based out of India, but they have an amazing story, like many of my speakers and my guests do. So without further ado, I just want to welcome you, Mr. Chaudhary, for being with me. I know it's morning there, it's nighttime here, but I'm so thrilled that you said yes to me and be on this call with me. Thank you so much. How are you
Thank
today?
you.
And just, yes, of course. Yes, thank you. So, like a lot of people might have heard your story, but I know some of my audience have never heard your story. And I know it's a great story to share. And I know so many people are coming up to you from newspapers, magazines, TV to tell about our story. So tell us a little bit about how you started this amazing company, and then we'll go more in depth of what's the purpose, then what's the people. But tell us a little bit about the beginning of your company.
After I passing on my graduation, I started my career selling shoes from a small shop my father we started
Mhm,
in my birth town Churu.
mhm,
But I found there was very little room to grow, and I don't like selling the shoes.
mhm.
But at the time, I also got a permanent service in a nationalized bank. I declined the offer and write a letter to the bank, and but I don't join the service because I wanted to do something of my own. So then I started introspecting myself. Who am I? What is my passion? And what are my natural ability and capabilities?
Well, like, let me even stop you there. Well, how did that, that's what we want everybody to do. And you're at a young age. Where did that come from? Did you get these questions from other people, or what triggered you to ask those questions to yourself instead of going and getting that job at the bank?
When I still remember when I was a child, I was always searching within myself. Who am I? What is the purpose of life? How I can get the right direction? How I can get the clarity? So I was searching the answer. And then there were so many gurus and holy people in India. And at the time when I was a child of 16, 17, or 18, they all were coming to my birthplace for 4 months, which is called the Chomasa.
Mm-hmm.
And at that I found that the people around them, they are very religious, but I never see any single person that who really followed the religion and bring the change into their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that there is some other other way for me
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to know myself. And then I decided I will know myself by my own karmas. So if I want to know myself, I must start a business.
Wow. Yeah, that's for sure. I coming from a corporate world, I never knew myself when I worked for another company. It's only when I started my own business that I know more about myself. That's so amazing that you had that wisdom at the time. Then why carpets? How did that start?
Yes, I think it is a great question.
Uh-huh.
When I started introspecting myself, I found that I'm a people person. I love meeting with the people, and I also love the nature.
Mhm.
And at the time, I have a research about the what business I start. I found that at that time, the Indian hand-knotted carpet have a huge demand in export. And people who were making them in the villages, they were the rejected community. So I thought I must start from this business. So because I love nature, so I have a chance to go to the villages, meeting different people, and I have a chance to meeting the people who were rejected. Nobody liked to meet them. So that is why I started this business, and I borrowed $200 from my father to buy 2 looms and an old cycle, and I started this business.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And now I know that you started with 9 weavers and 2 looms. How many weavers and artisans now? Tell us about that number that you grew up to now.
Now we are working in 600 villages, and we are connected with the 40,000 artisans, and 85% of them is the women.
Yeah, that's amazing. From 9 weavers to 40,000 artisans, some 600 villages. Wow, that's amazing. So, like, I love these type of companies where it's not only about growth or profit, it's not about you making a big business come out, but it has a great purpose in it. What would you say the purpose of your company is besides making a beautiful rugs for people around the world?
I'm happy to say that the purpose of our company, who we are, very senior partner of Bain and Company, they helped us. A group of very senior partner came from globally, and they spent whole day with me in the villages. And then they told me that you are a company which have the thousands of real authentic story, which not a single company have. And they also told me that your company is driven by the purpose. So that was the first time that I heard about the business and purpose. Before, I don't know. So he helped us to write the purpose, who we are, the core of Jaipur Rag. So the purpose of Jaipur Rag is to bringing the untapped potential of the women working at their homes, at the grassroots in villages, and connecting their potential, their creative capabilities with the global market.
That's amazing. So since you weren't even thinking about the purpose, but some people came and helped you with that, did you see the difference it made for your people or for you, for your family, to come up with a purpose besides making the best rugs in the world? What did that do to you or to your company, you think?
Yes, it is definitely the clarity of purpose makes you unique. Because the Bain partners, they told us that if you don't know who you are, why you are in this business, why you are doing this business, then there is no point having the business at all.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. I'm such a big believer in that. Like, we know every business is for profit, but when it has a different purpose beyond that, it makes a huge difference. So when I go to your website, when I hear your stories, of course, it affects me in a very different way than just seeing your beautiful, wonderful rugs, because you're helping so many other people. Your contribution is huge, right?
So the deeper you go into your core, you are making harder and harder for your global competitors to copy you.
Yes.
You became a unique.
I love that.
If you know who are you, and then you can also attract the people with creativity and empathy who believe the same thing which Jaipur Rag believe.
Yes.
So it add more and more values, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yes.
And that makes you more unique, more creative, more human.
Yes, and I love the stories until like at this point where you started by finding out who you are first, what you want to do, what your gifts and talents are, what's your purpose in life, and then the company you started had its own purpose and attracted the right people. And like I always look at purposeful organizations is like they always contribute to at least a few more people, at least to the people and planet, and solve some of the problems of the planet. And you're obviously doing that, bringing that like well-being and financial well-being to those 85% women, 100% of these 40,000 artisans. And that's must be making them happy too, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And I love what I heard, like from just correct me if I'm wrong, but you have this postcard project, I think. So when somebody buys a rug from you, they can go back and find out who was the weaver, who was the artisan beside it. Is that correct?
Yes, we call it totality. That
Totality. Okay. Uh-huh.
that when a customer buy our carpet,
Yes.
he get the blessings of our viewers.
Wow.
And
That's
when he buy the carpet, he use the carpet, the happiness and warmth
mm-hmm.
of the customer, the prosperity he get through the carpet in his home, he gives back to the our viewers by the writing a postcard.
Oh my God. Do your customers do that?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
I love that. That I didn't know. I have read your story so many times, but I didn't know that. This is unbelievable because those artisans, the weavers, getting those postcards, how do they feel? What do they say?
They feel very proud because when I started this business, I have the clarity that there are two end of my business. One is my viewers working at the grassroots, and second are my end consumer. And Jaipur is like that. It is a connected platform. So I have to connect my viewers with the end consumer emotionally.
That
And
is
so
one
this
of, yeah.
postcard is the best way.
That is one of the most beautiful things I have ever heard. I've never heard any company bringing those two sides of the business together, the customers with the person who's really doing the rugs and weaving them. That's so beautiful. I want to see some of those postcards. Can any one of us get access to some of the examples of those postcards people write to these weavers?
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. I will.
Okay, good. Okay. That makes my heart warm up because I'm Turkish, by the way. So originally I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. And in Turkey, we have a lot of rugs and it's important. And I have my Turkish rug just next to me here. But I would have loved to know who did that for me. I would have written a postcard too, but I didn't have that chance. That's such an amazing way to do it. So I also know that you're a family business, right? Your family is with you in business.
Yes, yes. I have got 5 children, 3 daughters, and then 2 sons. And all my children studied in America. And
Wow.
after they passed their studies there, each and every children join my business. And I thank God that they have got the different capabilities.
That's amazing. Yeah. So have they seen any great companies like you in United States, in America? Or do they think you have the best of the best?
No, they are very happy with my philosophy. Yes. And they have got very good relationship with the customers. As all our viewers are like our family members. The whole world is going to see our viewers, and they can see how their mindset have changed, how their life has changed. And my 2 daughters, 1 son, who take care of the US business, they see the same thing with the customer.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure. I'm sure they love it. It's such a, like you said, your philosophy is so human. That's what we need more of in the world right now, more human businesses. So yours is definitely one of them. That's why I wanted to talk to you. But I also saw something. Let me read that, not to ruin it, but I saw something like this in one of the stories. It says like you connect rural craftsmanship with global consumers that spreads kindness and benefits to all stakeholders. I love that kindness is part of that. How did you make that part of your work? Kindness is a big thing for me. So how did you make that part of your work? Where did that come from?
I would answer my question by a story. Like
Please.
I, when I started with this artisan, my whole family and all my society telling me that they are the untouchable people and they are rejected people, so you must not work with them. But I always show them as a human being, like me, and a human being have all the capabilities which I have, because God don't differentiate.
Yeah.
All the differentiation comes from the human beings. So
Yeah.
I always say that I saw all these viewers since I started as human beings. But my daughter Kavita, she is a global designer.
Mm-hmm.
She saw them as a creative artist. She went one step ahead. So in 2014, she started a initiative which we named Man Chaha. Man Chaha
Mm-hmm.
means she gave them the freedom to design
Mm-hmm.
their own carpets, what comes into their heart. And now that initiative have won more than 9 global awards.
Wow,
So
that's
I not only
amazing.
see them human beings, but my daughters saw them as a creative artist, and they have shown to the world they are the best global designers. The woman never went to school, never went out of her village. They have surprised the whole world.
Wow, that's so kind of you, coming back to kindness. But that's amazing. I think what you're describing is that you see the potential in people, and it
Right.
doesn't come from education. It just becomes from just being human, and everybody has a creative side, and you use that potential for good in the world, which is like you said, which I write here. It benefits all the stakeholders. It benefits the consumers. It benefits you. It benefits the people who work for you. That's amazing. And obviously, that's why you won so many awards. And it's great that your children wanted to work with you in the business, right? Like it's hard to find businesses like you, and their dad had this business, so they're lucky people too. That's amazing. So I definitely see the kindness, the compassion. You bring dignity to people. You see humility in people. All of that is seems to be part of your business. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, those values are so amazing. So coming back to the beginning of the story and your business, did you ever see it? Did you always visualize that this company will be global, or did you think it's going to start as a small business and you wanted to be a good one in India, or was it always your dream to make it a global company?
I never thought about that one day it will be a global company
Mhm.
and we will export to 60 countries and there will be 40,000 artists. I never thought about that. But the one thing when I started business, I have in my mind is that if I work at the local level, at the
Mhm.
ground level,
Mhm.
very deeply and with high commitment, it will automatically become global. I never
Yeah,
thought about the global, but I worked very hard with dedication at the local level.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that made everything global.
Yes, because I'm always amazed like how you can start with 9 people and becomes 40,000 and then becomes it's a global company. I always wonder how does that happen? So just doing the actual work and working hard, I think got you there, and having a good purpose, helping people, not only trying to make profit. I did share one of your quotes today at my Instagram saying something like, just do your good job, be fair, be nice and kind, and the profit will follow. You had some
Yes,
kind of a good saying like that, which I love.
yes,
So
yes,
yes,
yes.
that's amazing. So what's the business model? How do you manage and lead all these 40,000 people? Because some people feel like, okay, that's too many people. How am I going to be a leader just taking care of all their work? How do you manage so many people?
We have a very decentralized business model,
Mhm. Uh-huh.
but I think that love connects each of every individual working with Jaipur Rack, and that makes the things much easier. Because you know that C.K. Prahlad, who was the number one management guru
Mhm.
in 2008, he did a case study on Jaipur Rack company.
Mhm.
And when he first called me, he told me, Mr. Chaudhary, your global supply chain is connecting the poorest of the poorest with the richest of the richest by enhancing capability at the grassroots.
Yeah. I love when you say love connects us all, right? That's so, like so many business people don't talk about love. Why do you think so? Why are some business people so afraid to talk about love in the workplace?
What I realized in my life that there are so many scientific innovations, so many new things are happening in the world. But if all those things are not driven by the love, it is not going to sustain. It can damage, it can destroy the world also. So
True.
love is the
True.
only criteria for sustainability.
I love it. Oh my God. Can I quote you on this too? I want to use this quote from you too.
Yes,
That it
yes.
that is so beautiful. Thank you for saying that. We definitely need more leaders like you for sure. So just coming to the last few questions, but I know you started a foundation as well. What's the purpose of the foundation? Why did you start the foundation?
One day I was reading a management book, and the
Mm-hmm.
book says that the business problem is the people's problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at that time I was adding 4 to 5,000 viewers and staff each year. So I thought I'm getting more and more people and the problem. So how I can solve this problem before the problem arise?
Mm-hmm.
So then I started Jaipur Foundation in 2004. How I can touch the life of my viewers, how I can bring the change into the life of my viewers. And to bring the change into the life of the viewers, I have to change their mindset. So the purpose of starting the Jaipur Foundation, bringing the change into their mindset, and it worked
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yes, yes. In my work, that's what I'm working with, the mindset of the old times, how business worked, how we work, everything changed so much. But the mindset is the biggest deal, and most people have not changed the mindsets yet. So, and like, who is helping you with that too? Is that the family like foundation as well?
Ask me again.
So is that like also the foundation? How is that managed and led? Is this the family foundation? Your children are helping you with that as well?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay. And
yes.
who comes and gets help from the foundation? Who are the people who wants to get the help? Who do you help most of the time with the foundation?
The foundation is for all our viewers.
All weavers. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And so do you plan to even get bigger and have more weavers and artisans? Or is 40,000 enough for you? What do you think about that?
Because in carpet business, there are so many viewers who left the
Mm-hmm.
work each years, but we replace them by getting more viewers. We give
Mm,
them the skill training, and we find the new viewers.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a very big plan how we can give the dignity and double their income.
Yes.
Because our future vision is that each and every artisan of Jaipur will be converted into the artist and will be connected with the world of design.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that's great. So how did this whole business go during COVID times? Because I see that many of the people first, very like connected, good relationship companies did really well during the pandemic, even if they were hit hard economically. How did it hit you? How did you deal with these last 2 years?
All our viewers in the COVID time, they were staying at their home, their children studying in the schools were closed, so they were also came back.
Mm-hmm.
And their husbands who were working outside, they also came back. So they find it a very good time
Great.
to work more.
Uh-huh.
So in this period, our production increased 40%.
Really?
And people
wow.
started asking me that what is the magic behind that. I told them then when I started 44 years ago, there were two criteria: work from home and social distancing.
You see? Wow, amazing. You were so ready for these days. Wow, that's amazing. Yes. So
And
it did not hit you hard then. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Yes. And our sales, and because all our global customers, they were sitting at their homes, so they don't have the time to decorate the home.
Mm-hmm.
So because they were spending so much time at the home, so they want to make their home better. So they started buying the carpets. So there is an increase in the production and increase in the sale.
Wow, that's amazing. You were so prepared for this, especially with remote work and social distancing. You fit in really well with the pandemic. But that's what I see in a lot of the people that I talked. They did not do like it wasn't, they weren't hit so bad, even if some of the companies were hit bad, because people have love to each other, have a lot of love for each other. They wanted to protect the company, they wanted to stand with the company. So, and in your case, like we have heard so many people are renovating their homes, making better decorations, because you see and you stay at home more. I'm sure it worked really well. That's great to hear that you did so well during the pandemic too. That's amazing. So what would your recommendations be for new leaders, for new business owners? Maybe they're startups and they want to make sure that they do stay financially well, but they want to be good, like doing well, even if there's a pandemic, even if there's a economic downturn, whatever happens in the world, they want to do good business. What would your advice for them to be?
So love yourself and love what you do and love to the people.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, those are the best advice I ever heard. Say that again so that our audience can hear it one more time. Love yourself, love what you do, and love your people, all people, yes. Right? All the stakeholders, the people who work for you. And like you have done like this, all this, that's why you have a very successful business, obviously, right? It doesn't seem so hard, but it seems so hard in the business world, right?
I think that love is a natural flow, and because love don't have the price tag, so the woman is not buying it because it is free.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I know. It's so great. I love the philosophy behind your work and who you are as a leader and how you like started this business to come to this level in 44 years, how your children want to be part of the business. And I'm sure they contribute a lot. And I love all the rugs behind you. They are all your rugs, I bet, right?
Thank you.
Yes. And I see that it's like very like handmade, and I see how much love goes into the rugs itself, and how the consumers can go back to the people who have done it and can even express their feelings of what the rug did for them and how it made them feel. That's a beautiful story, really. Anything that I didn't ask you, but you want to, for my audience to hear, because they're all listening to purpose-driven leaders who want to do better things in the world. It's not only about profit, and profit is a byproduct. Anything else that you want to share before we say our goodbyes?
I think that the self-love and is the most important, because self-worth comes from the self-love.
Mm-hmm. So true. So everything begins with that, as you said. And yeah, so true. I think like we need to like have your story published every single day. So I want to thank you for a lot for your time. I'm gonna stop the recording, so you stay with me, but I just want to say goodbye to our audience. Thanks for being with us and listening to Mr. Chaudhary and all the great story with Jaipur rugs, and how much of an inspiration he is to this world. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for everything you do, for the person you are, the leader, the inspiration, for the story, and to your family. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.